Okay, I'm here in my 2006 Audi A8, about to attempt to address a very common problem with the sunroof. Let me see if you can hear it, which is the wind damper, the air dam that constantly adjusts for wind flow as you drive. The motor starts to make a horrible grinding noise. So just open it. Now see if you can hear that. And it'll do that every time. So as you accelerate and decelerate and the air dam attempts to adjust its position, it'll make that horrible grinding noise. So I'm going to attempt to do something with that. So close that. There's the nice noise again. And we'll close it. Okay, I'll shut the car off. Now I'm going to try do this one-handed, but that may not work out really well. So I need to pry these lights off to get to the screws that will let me take this console down. So let me do that and I'll get back with you. Okay, so I have pried both of these out. You probably saw me start to work on it with a pry bar, but that was too thick and I was worried it was going to damage these, so I ended up actually just using a butter knife, because why not, right? That's the universal tool for everything. And you can see there's two Torx heads that need to be removed to pull the console down. So basically, search the forums, and this is evidently a very common problem, but there is no videos on how to deal with it. So I decided as I attempted to fix it, I would go ahead and record it for anyone else who might be having this issue. Okay, it is out. I did not actually need my pry bar or my butter knife. It actually just needed to come out from the front first. And there was these two tabs on the side here. You can't see it, but right here that I had to push on, and another one on this side, and I was able to slide the whole front out, and then the back came loose. So the whole thing is out, and I did, for the record, have to move the mirror out of the way. So the whole thing is out, and here we are. So now, again, because it's only on the forums, I don't know which of these motors is actually the offending motor. It looks like we've got one up here, obviously all this. I'm wondering if that's it, and I'm gonna do something. I hope this is not completely idiotic, but I don't think I've done anything that would affect the sunroof operation. So now that it's out, I'm gonna try to operate it again to actually listen for where the grinding is coming from. So I'll start the car. All right, and I'll reach under here and I'll crank it open. Seems to be coming right from that. I don't want to touch anything. I don't know if I'm going to get shocked, but let me... Okay, so on the forums, there's basically two schools of thought about what causes this. And one is to be lubed or replaced, which seems like an obvious answer, but there's another school of thought that says what's happening is that motor is just separating and it's not sitting firmly against the mount, and that's what's allowing it to vibrate like that. And so they're saying if you just shove a shim in there, it will reduce that. And as you can see, even putting pressure on it now as it's vibrating does seem to reduce the noise. But so I'm going to play with this for a minute and see what I can figure out, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've been playing with this thing. It very clearly seems to be this little motor here, but I don't, and any way I put pressure on it, whether I pull it down or push it up or in or out, all of it quiets the sound, like maybe by 50%, but it does not remove it. So I guess the next step would be to take these screws out here and pull the motor out and see what I can see if I can see broken teeth or, you know, and but I don't actually have the time to deal with that today. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just unplug this motor. And while I don't love that fix, at least I'll be able to use my sunroof. I'm hoping I'll be able to use my sunroof without it making that horrible, embarrassing grinding noise. So just trying to pull this so you can see it's got 2 tabs on it. So I'm just trying to, they're pinch tabs, so trying to work that loose. But the angle is, of course, very awkward. Let me see. Come on, buddy. There it is. Okay. Got it loose, so let's just try it again. Right. And not a sound. And obviously the air dam is no longer functioning as designed, but since most cars I don't think even have that feature, I'm assuming it's not the end of the world. Yeah, totally quiet. So it's very clearly this motor, and I will come back and address this motor at some point, but I just don't have the time right now. So as long as I'm in here, I'm going to go ahead and unplug it so it's not an issue anymore, and I'll make a new video when it comes time to pull it off and adjust it. So you have to sort of stagger this guy to get it to go in, and then you've got to get that in front of the motor so it'll go up and in, and then these clips will clip into place. Let me see if I can find them on the camera right there. So these clips will pop into place, and then you can push it hopefully all back up and in. Still out. Okay, so what it ended up being is I could not swing this front end in all the way first. I had to sort of rock everything back into place like I showed you, and then I kind of had to push this end in first to get these tabs to fit, and then I was able to swing the front end back in. So now I can just put the screws back in and the light covers, and should be good. And finally, I thought I would just mention that these light covers have tabs on one side but not the other, and tabs towards the back of the car in first, and then the front just snaps into place. And that should be it.